go. Hey, I made it. Yeah, there were a lot of problems, as you could tell, and I'm a loser. I'm sorry. Okay, so let's begin. Let's see if we can actually start this show. Before something else bad happens. This is Black Pill View Season 1, Episode 4. This is the best Black Pill podcast on this channel. It's the only Black Pill podcast on this channel. Hey, thanks to AC. Thanks for everyone who stayed around, stuck around, and waited for me to finally make it. I'm here, gonna be doing this for about an hour or so. There is a lot to talk about today. There is a lot. What an eventful week. I do have a guest with me. I'll just get him to say hello while things are warming up. Say hello. Registered nurse cell.
Yeah, so I'm a male registered nurse, and I'm just gonna give a little bit of input into gender dynamics and where we are the minority.
Great,
I'll
great.
chime in wherever necessary.
Thanks. So yeah, we have a lot to go into, so I'm gonna just go straight into things. Let's go with this story, some news. Oh, by the way, super chats aren't working. They're working, but I can't refresh them. I can't see new now Black Pill content is being overrun by normies, says Turbo Black Pill. Thanks. Yeah, as I was saying, super chats, I can't. All right, let me just show you what I mean, because I can't explain it. So these super chats, these are the super chats of this stream. Usually I can click see all and see the whole list of super chats and scroll up and down. I can't today for some reason. They've done some update and it just that button does not work. So yeah, I'm gonna have to try and get to your super chats as soon as they come in, because I don't know how to chase them back up. So there's that. But we'll get through it. So anyway, let's start with this. It is from the Insider. And let's get here. It is. An influencer sold her love as an NFT for $250,000 and is going to have dinner with the mystery buyer. So let me just give you like the outline. Polish influencer Marta Rentel, who goes by, who cares what she goes by? Marta Rentel, a 26-year-old Polish influencer, sold her love as an NFT online for $250,000. The buyer, who is currently unknown to Rentel, and I'm just guessing he will be unknown to her after the date, will also be able to go on a dinner date with her. Nothing on the internet is physical. It's part of my online persona, she told Insider. So let me just, I think there's like one other detail that might be interesting about this. Okay, so a Polish influencer. An NFT is a digital asset stored on the blockchain technology, the same technology that makes cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin possible. So the overarching point here is that she is selling what she calls it selling her love. She's selling, so at the same time that men are struggling to get a girlfriend, when the inceldom rate is at like 30% or more, women are selling intangible, unmeasurable feelings. Not even like, we've gone so far past women selling, physical intimacy. Now they're selling a feeling. Such is the desperation of men today for a woman that that's where we are now. So, and at the same time, men are being told that there is no such thing as inceldom, and we just need to become more attractive and do the right things to be able to ingratiate ourselves to a woman, and one day we'll find a girlfriend. When, look at this, one gender is able to sell a date. Now we've gone so far beyond a woman being able to show up to a date and be gifted everything, free meal, free validation, free all of that stuff. Like this is like now I was, what's the word I'm looking for that I can say? This is professionalism, paying for a woman in that, you know what I'm trying to avoid. Professionalism for a woman's attention. This is like old school dating, you know, courting meets women's inflated and updated sense of entitlement, sense of, and high value, basically. So this is just another data point that goes into the folder of why it's pretty much over for a lot of men today. And I just want to stress that her selling her love, that is a no. You're not getting love on a date. On this date, you're not getting love. Make sure window's shut. Sorry. You're not getting love. You're getting a woman who feels like you owe her for her time. Even though you paid for her time, she feels like you still owe her. She feels like the onus is on you to entertain her and not expect anything out of this. At the same time, you've paid $200,000 for this, or is it 250,000? 250, whatever. It's a lot of money, basically. Yeah. So this is at this point, I think there's no going back. First stream live I've actually tuned into. Thank you to Tuner Sub. At this point, there is no going back from this. There's no like getting back into monogamous relationships where a man, is well presented and meets a woman and has confidence and is tries to woo her, and like all of that is done. So I guess the word I'm looking for is accelerationism. So this needs to become normalized. I don't care if this becomes the mainstay of the West, because I don't care if it becomes the norm that women get paid to go on a date and the majority of men are incelibate. Because I think, with the 30% incelidom rate, nothing changed. It didn't make our points any more valid. No one gave a crap. So it just needs to hit the fan now. It needs to get to the point where, birth rates are like plummeting, and we need to get to the point where like Japanese herbivorism is like the mainstay of the West. That's it. We're screwed. Anything to add, registered nurse cell?
I would definitely agree with you there that the market value, if you describe it like that, of females is increasing along a trend, similar to the Dutch tulip bulb. I'm not really sure where it's going to go, whether it'll be a bubble, whether it'll burst, whether we'll be alive to see the effects. Not sure where it's going to go, but you're absolutely right. Most women are now independently successful financially. Realistically, the only thing that matters, I think, is your level of physical attractiveness. That's what you can leverage to your advantage, and it's a bit of a waste of time trying to maximize your finances and status because you can't really compete.
Exactly. I know this sounds like sour grapes or something, but we're competing on completely different terms. Men are competing for higher status in terms of achievement, whereas women compete in terms of just being who they are, just being. I guess the phrase "men are human doings, women are human beings" comes to mind. So anyway, there's that. So that's going on. Right. What I wanted to get into. Let me take a look at some of these super chats, because I don't know if I will be able to read any more, or I don't know what's going to happen. So apologies if your super chat was before this or after this. I don't know if YouTube will fix this glitch at some point, but let me just read. Complex EZ or EZ said, for you, $10. We only dated for 2 weeks and her parents did not like me. Oh, I think I can see that. Sorry, because I have to rely on the tool tip, because I can't press see all. This is out of my control here. We only dated for 2 weeks and her parents did not like me because I was black, and they did not even meet me yet. Her father kicked her out of the house too for that, and these were Mexicans. Brutal. Partybots1111 for $5 said nothing, and again for $10, thank you. Bend over for $20, thank you, said goodbye, hopefully forever. That's because I was very late to the stream. I am so late to this stream, I'm almost early for next week's stream. And then Partybots again said nothing for $7. Dude, say stuff. Get stuff off your chest if you're going to be donating. I do appreciate it. Squishy Plums for $5 said, food shortage coming. Women will need any man with, and then I have to read this tooltip to see the rest of it. Women will need any man with food. Stock, it says up, but I'm guessing up. Stock up on food, silver, and Bitcoin to snuggle women. I'm going to press X to doubt that, because women have their own money. They're not going to be, unless we're talking like a major collapse on par with like the fall of Rome. We're not going to see women relinquishing their control and giving over themselves to men who happen to have food or silver to trade. That's not going to happen. I mean, if we're talking like complete collapse, which I don't think the elites will let happen. If we're talking complete collapse, maybe, and this would have to be like over like a generation, 2 generations, but like a recession, a downturn, women are out earning men in certain respects, especially when you compare the work they do. They're out earning men. So that's not going to happen. Okay, so I think I got some of those super chats. If there are any ones that come in from this point on, I hope to catch them on time. Okay, so let's look at some stuff. Let me look at my list here. Okay, so let's go to this. Right. So let me get this ready. That was very quick. Sorry, I missed the title there. So while we have a rate of inceldom among men at 30% or something possibly above that now, you've got women able to sell their love that you don't actually get through NFTs, and you've got videos like this. Now, when women engage with the black pill, they think that women being sought after applies to just attractive women. They think when we black pillars talk about women having high value, they think, oh, you're just referring to the attractive women. they think that unattractive or overweight women share a similar dating experience to their male equivalent. Nope, that's not the case. Actually, unattractive women, and I don't have the study with me right now, but we could look this up in the future. Unattractive women possibly bang more partners than attractive women and go through more relationships. Now, I think you might be on board with me, but I'll explain why. Well, unattractive women aim for the same men that attractive women do, but when these unattractive women get these attractive men, these men aren't committed, and those relationships or short-term flings are more prone to break up. The man is more prone to not fall for the woman and just use her as, use her for good times. So yeah, they're more likely to go through like a greater rate of partner turnover or churn. These unattractive women, they cycle through various men. So with that in mind, let's look at this video. And because the music, there's copyrighted music, I might have to silence this, or I'll read it out every time. So this might be annoying, but deal with it. So this woman, if you're listening, if you're pumping weights at the gym and you're listening to this woman is, let's say, overweight, sub 5, bespectacled, tattoos, and she says, Tinder dates and Tinder hookups. Like, this is there are guys in the audience listening to this who are like at least a point or two above this woman, and they're listening to this show, and this woman is having the time, or seemingly so, having her pick of men due to that extra X chromosome rather than it being a Y.
Well, I hooked up with this guy, and long story short...
Sorry, I missed that. I hooked up with this one guy, and long story short, he was into some kinky stuff.
He was into some kinky stuff.
Why is she playing this music so loud? What is her problem? Like, if you're going to tell a story, then tell the damn story. Like, we don't need to hear the music. Link to the music afterwards if you have to.
We're talking 50 Shades of Grey here. All the stuff. And
by the way, can we just like remark upon how like the lack of virtue that women have today? That like going on TikTok to air your dirty laundry, like this wouldn't have flown decades ago or a generation ago. All right, I mean, if TikTok had existed, this wouldn't have. Imagine going on the internet to explain your escapades. Anyway, she said, I never felt more comfortable around somebody for the first time. It was very strange. Don't judge me. Oh yeah, we are judging.
And then he asked me what my aftercare would be, like cuddling, water, a movie, because he said when you're in a situation like that, you need to know that the person's taken care of. Everybody needs to do this.
Okay, so yeah, everyone needs to do this. That's the line from her. Everyone needs to do this. Right. Now for the follow-up.
Just touch upon this first.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So basically, in my work environment, people will openly discuss all of these types of things. Realistically, I'm just a fly on the wall. Yeah. So this isn't a surprise. Like it's always been like this. It's just becoming a little bit more normalized in social media and things like that. So I wouldn't argue that this is a deterioration. Just it's becoming revealed to the greater sphere of, I guess, public discourse.
Yeah, women are unwittingly blackpilling society now. You know, in the like just a few short years ago, you would need someone. I guess you would need someone like myself or INCEL Tears, INCEL TV, or some other YouTuber to bring these videos to the fore. But now women are doing it themselves. So this is unprecedented territory we're wading into, and Zoomers need to I don't know what they're going to do, because the world they're inheriting, Zoomer men, is just is you can't compete in it. It's just beyond any level of fairness. There's no fairness whatsoever. There's no incentive to try. I can understand why Zoomers don't try, but I would still encourage them to do so. But yeah, I can see why like this woman. Obviously she's not a Zoomer, but the mentality she has is even more pronounced in the younger generation of women. So anyway, her next video
To do this.
so is happiness the result? So out of all of this banging random guys and short-term relationships with guys well above her looks, I'm guessing, because why would women have such high value, she's going to pick the best among her options, and men are desperate, so men are going to date down if they can. So so this is her second video.
I'm about to say the craziest thing that has ever been said to me, and it was just said to me. I'm not sleeping around anymore. That's a choice I decided to make for my mental and physical health and spiritual health too. This guy that I was sleeping with, him and I were friends. He just texted me and he said, I think I'll have you one more time tonight. I'll be there at 6.
Chad. I think I'll have you one more time. Now, I'm not like condoning this behavior of, treating women like this, but if this is a man that this woman picked, if women are to be believed to be picking right, the reason why they don't pick incelibates is because they're picking the right men, then it would have to follow logically that she picked based on some correctness. She was able to intuit and infer some good nature about this man. She picked him, and it turns out he didn't have a good nature. So then the question is, do women pick right then? Or is women's rejection of incelibates because we have terrible personalities? If the men that she picks have bad personalities as well, right? So she can continue now.
And I was like, pardon? And he was like, what are your rates again? A Subway sandwich?
Subway sandwich.
And I was like, excuse me? He said, I'll buy you a sub. And then
All right, I have to get that super chat straight away because I'll miss it if I don't. So Anhibitor for $5 said, you should do a video series where you go up to women. No, thank you. Where you go up to women on the street with your face blurred out and record their reactions when you ask them out. I could do that, but that will be like a harassment case waiting to happen. Gallium for $5 said Vanta black pill forever. Yeah.
And I get to fuck you. I know not all men are like this. I know that.
I would say that wouldn't even be necessary. I believe there was one of the YouTube PUAs has criminal charges leveled against him because of him going out and approaching. I can't remember exactly who it was though.
Damn. Yeah, exactly. So women, we've said this before on this stream. Women don't want to be approached by unattractive men. They have Tinder and social media in general to filter out the men and sift through the men. Someone said Face needs to be cancelled. Sift through the men to get to the men they want. They have control when it comes to online dating. When you approach a woman, you inopportune a woman in real life, and you're not good looking, she has little control on how she gets away from you, how she escapes the situation. They don't like it. They've been conditioned over the last few years not to have to deal with ugly men, especially after lockdown. So yeah, approaching women in real life, I mean, that's I mean, if you approach 1,000 women, maybe you might get one who likes you, possibly, if you're willing to do that. But I mean, there's no guarantee of that even. So anyway, I wanted to pick up this point from this woman.
Are like this. I know that.
No, here.
I know not all men are like this. I know that.
Yeah, my problem with this is that you can see her trying hard not to blame all men, yet the men she chooses are at fault, but all of us get the blame. Like, she's trying hard not to blame all men. Why would all men be to blame for the subset of men she chose to go to bed with? That's really unfair that all men get the blame, but that's how women think. We're all liable for the misgivings of the men who she chooses, and so you have the situation where women will be angry at the, let's just say for ease, Chads or Chad lights. They'll be angry at the Chad lights who mistreat them. Or sorry, the Chads will mistreat them. They'll be angry at most men. And then like an unattractive man or a man on her looks level will approach her. She'll be angry at that man for what Chad did, but when the next Chad approaches, all will be forgiven. So it's like the most hellish, nightmarish scenario in which to date, or in which to try to date. Let her continue.
He's not helping out the male species.
The male species. I mean, okay.
By saying something like that. So then I blocked him and I said, don't come over the subway.
Okay. All right. So, yeah. Right, I wanted to get on to something else. I think it is here. Yep. Okay. So I'm going to be very careful about how I speak about this, because I don't want to say more than I need to. This is a very delicate topic. I'm going to be talking a little bit. I'm going to be referring very vaguely to recent events without being specific. So anyway, tough times are ahead for anyone who wants to talk about the reality men are facing in dating and relationships today. so many sites are cracking down on discussing issues that men face without engaging any of our data or statistics. There is no interest in discussion or understanding or empathy. The narrative or the push is just for men to stop speaking. I meant to bring this to you last week, but I couldn't stream last week for reasons. So one of the last I'm not going to say I think actually saying it out, spelling it out, is less censored than the abbreviation. So men going their own way. The last men going their own way space that I know of on Reddit was banned about 2 weeks ago. Banned. It had been quarantined for a long time. I guess this was always coming. And it's funny that there is hardly any presence of men going their own way, the movement, anymore on the internet. I mean, back in the day, if you searched for men going their own way content, you'd be brought back results such as Sandman, Thinking Ape or Stardust, Man Woman Myth, and I guess in recent history, Turd Flinging Monkey. And they had great content. Oh, let's not forget Coltane, who's also high IQ, great channel. Now, if you look for men going their own way content, I'd encourage you to do it. Look for men going their own way content on YouTube. The first at least 2 to 3 pages are all condemning men going their own way. They've actually, Google, YouTube, have actually succeeded in stomping the movement out pretty much, or I don't want to say movement, maybe community. They've stomped it out. Now there are I think 2 channels still left that cover men going their own way topics, although they don't do it with the branding. So they're treading like thin ice. Those channels are Better Bachelor and Think Before You Sleep. Oh, by the way, Sandman is still limping along on YouTube, but his channel's demonetized and shadow banned, and it's probably dying. It's probably not going to experience any growth. Meanwhile, female dating strategy and 2X chromosomes, to name just a few, I don't want to say equivalents of men going their own way, but counterparts, they'll never be banned. So the issue here is female issues are valid, male issues are not valid. And the problem is the mere notion that men have particular problems is what's toxic, not the actual problems. So the mainstream, or people just outside of the manosphere, aren't engaging with the problems men have and say, okay, these problems aren't real or these problems are exaggerated. It's the mere suggestion that men have problems in and of itself. That's what gets the negative reaction. And so that brings me on to I'm going to have to get to this guy before his super chat disappears into thin air. IA for $5 said, in the interest of preserving the BP and its creators, I think there needs to be a distancing of the BP from extremists. Disclaimer in videos, maybe. I would advocate for that. That's fine. But I don't think that would change much. Kevin Samuel. Yeah, that's a good, a good point. I don't think. Thoughts on MSC? Is that yeah? Before I speak out of turn and embarrass myself, can you explain what you mean and what? All right. What was I saying? Yeah. Anyway, let me just move on with the point. Some unpleasantness happened this week in the UK. We're not going to talk about it. We will be very vague about what it was. But let's without making too fine a point on it, a guy did a very bad thing. He went AWOL, and he has some mental health issues. So a few points about that. And let me just move to this. Where is it? Yeah, a few points about this issue that or this situation that happened, heinous situation that happened. If this nut job, I'm not even going to name him. If this nut job, if he and I believed in the same religion, and he went AWOL because of his religion, I wouldn't be tarred with the same brush as him. So just let that sink in. If both of us believed that a particular book was written by or inspired by a supernatural force that nobody can prove, we would be seen as independent agents, such that if he did something wrong, it wouldn't. The push would be for me not to be collectively punished. But what's weird is if we both acknowledge the same journals and dating experiments, which are under this black pill paradigm, but I choose to discuss the issues, whereas he chooses a destructive route, then it's the paradigm that's blamed. Now, doesn't that seem obviously wrong? Like, just using logic, it seems wrong. Religion, everyone's an individual. A paradigm based on statistics and evidence, collective guilt. It's almost, and it's so like such a basic line of thinking to blame a paradigm for someone. So I'm something boring. It's so basic to blame a paradigm. It's like blaming video games for violence or harm. Or rap music. It's so basic. But anyway, above and beyond that, this is what I wanted to refer to. So this is from an article. Someone said the men taking part in this community, the black pill community, express woman-hating. I'm going to say that as woman-hating. They express woman-hating and an unfulfilled sense of entitlement. Listen to that word, entitlement to intimacy that women are withholding from them. Okay, entitlement. We're entitled. Okay. All right. So let me just grab this. Oops, sorry. Let me grab this. Should have pasted this in before. So if I go to browser. So this is from Female Dating Strategy. They commented on the recent happening. Now, this is a view entire discussion. This is the point I wanted to make. So they're not commenting on this recent event, but they're using this as a springboard to comment on terrific content. Thank you, AC from KC. Thank you. They're using this as a springboard to talk about an event, similar event that happened in 1989. A male engineering student ended 14 women. Okay. All right. So this is a comment from Rice05. She said, and one of the most awful things about this is how hard the men in the situation were passive bystanders. The guy who went AWOL with a weapon herded the women all over to one side of the room. And can you see this? Yeah. Herded the women over to one side of the room. And when he ordered the men to leave the classroom so he could shoot the women, they filed out docilely. I mean, I can't imagine how hard it would have been to stand up and stop this from happening, but you don't get to call yourself the protectors if the average man, as represented by this group, makes literally no effort to stop women from being ended in cold blood right in front of them. So let's talk about entitlement. nobody has the right to say who should lay down their life for them. This is the very definition of entitlement. It's funny how a bunch of us saying how it's hard to get a girlfriend, and studies show that lots of men are struggling to get a girlfriend. It's funny how that is seen as entitlement, but asking that men lay down their lives for these women who probably didn't even interact with these men, that's not entitlement. It's also, just by the way, notice the sexism here. So that men are expected to protect women, even though the social contract between the genders was made void because women wanted it that way. So men discussing their inability to get a woman because dating has gotten harder, that's entitlement. Expecting men to be a hero and jump out in front of a weapon, that's not entitlement. That's for fulfilling your gender role, which women don't expect to have to fulfill themselves. So yeah, the point I'm trying to make here is that people aren't actually interested. People outside the black pill aren't actually interested in being presented with enough evidence to make an informed decision about the issues that unattractive or average looking men face in dating today. They're not interested in dating statistics. They don't care. Also, the people outside the black pill, they're not happy about men deciding that dating is unfavorable today, and thus going their own way. So the mainstream, I guess, hates men going their own way. Although, I guess a caveat to that is, if they see the actual men who go their own way, they don't give a crap. But just the notion that men can go their own way is seen as like woman hating and blaming women. So men can't go their own way because that's hateful. Sorry. So let me just break that down. Oh yeah, sorry. The mainstream is offended by men sharing tips about how to attract a woman efficiently through pickup art. Now, we know pickup art doesn't work. We're not. This isn't 2005, but even so, the fact that men are sharing tips on how to attract women and become attractive to women, that's not liked either. So this is where we are. This is where we are in 2021. To try to get a woman in a way that's deemed unfair through pickup art, that's hated. If you can't get a woman and you talk about it, that's hated, the black pill. If you stop trying to get a woman and talk about it, MGTOW, that's hated. Men are bad no matter what we do. So it was never about having enough statistics for us to prove our point. There is no point at which we could provide one more piece of evidence, one more data point, and the mainstream will be like, these guys have a point. There is something going on here. That will never happen. And it seems like the only way to win in this current climate, it sounds like a meme, but the only way to win is to be attractive so that you never have to come into contact with this manosphere. That's it. There is no arguing with the right points in a way that's convincing and concise and based on heavily faithful to data. There's none of that. None of this is being driven by an earnest desire, or from the people, the viewpoint of people outside of the black pill. None of this is driven by an earnest desire to understand if we have any valid points. We can't prove, we will never prove our point to the mainstream, or we will never prove it. We could post thousands of TikTok videos, thousands of dating studies. Then they're not interested. It's because we're men. It sounds like I'm, play a violin for me. It sounds like I'm trying to evoke pity or emotion, but I'm just saying it's because men are struggling with this. Nobody cares. When women are, sorry, I've spoken for a long time. Let me just finish this one point. When women have issues, or are said to have issues about body dysmorphia because of what's the word I'm looking for? Photoshopped Instagram pictures that they're not able to live up to. The emotion and empathy is outpouring. But for men who are proven by statistic after statistic that we're struggling, no one cares and no one wants to hear it. We're not allowed to speak about it. Do you have a point, registered nurse cell?
Well, I was just going to touch on that and say that the reason why you see sympathy evaporating is because of incidences like the one which has just occurred, where instead of following the correct clinical pathways to seek treatment for mental health issues, people manifest all of their anger, resentment and rage into acts of violence. And as such, you see the entire community tarred with the same brush. And we're not going to see it improve from there, because you have an accumulation of incidences like these, like ER, like the I've forgotten his name, the man in Canada who also perpetrated a similar event.
Yeah,
it just gets worse.
Yeah, exactly.
You give them more ammunition to work with to delegitimize any of the points you might try to have. So I think the stigma, it doesn't matter what kind of community it is, whether it's a black pill community or a MIG community, it's the fact that it's a large portion or community of males who are bitter or angry and resentful with one aspect of society, who are organized, and who will have the worst elements of them, will go and do something like this. And the entire movement is then ruined.
Exactly. All it takes is a few incidences, which we don't condone or anything, and we're not minimizing the loss of life or anything, but these isolated incidents are used as like a stick to beat all of us with, and to infer that our greater points are invalid, or that we have no points, where we have no legitimacy to our arguments, even though we're quoting stuff from the mainstream, like statistics and journals. And it really does a disservice to us. Any of these guys who go AWOL and crazy, it does a disservice to the rest of us who aren't like this, who would never do this. And now our points are seen as radicalizing and delegitimate, unlegit. I don't know what the word is. So yeah, it's not helpful. I don't feel like we should have to condemn something that we're not part of. These people make their own decisions. You wouldn't expect that behavior if we were of the same religion. So it's just it speaks to like a double standard. Like if we were of a certain religion, you could fill in the blank which ones. If we were of a certain religion, there wouldn't be no expectation for me to apologize or disavow this man. So anyway, I just wanted to make a point about that. Anyway, do you have anything to add, or should I move on?
You can move on.
Okay, all right. So let's talk about the worst black pills now. So I don't have a screenshot for this. Let me just move on to here. Hold on a sec.
And I said, don't come over.
Sorry, hold on a sec. Oh, that's too damn quick. All right, let's move on. The black pill teaches that there are various ways in which a man can be undesirable to a woman, or face prejudice, and we can break these ways down into various pills. That's what we do, e.g., the HeightPill, the age pill. But which is the worst? So we want to talk about that in the next hour. One of my what's what I'm looking for, nominations for the worst pill has got to be, I'm calling it the gene cell, or the gene pill, or gene seldom. So gene seldom has to be up there. So what do I mean by gene cell? Gene seldom, a mutation in the genes, or a genetic deformity. So when ugliness, like standard ugliness, like such as myself, when it becomes a deformity, that's when you know you have it bad. And I think the plight of someone who could be classed as a gene cell is goes way beyond seeking to be desirable. Their plight is battling a negative halo on a whole new spectrum. That the overarching thing you think about when you see them isn't, oh, they're ugly, which is my case, but like, this person is deformed, and it embodies who they are in people's mind. It is who they are, a deformity. They're a walking deformity. And also, in classifying the severity of each pill, I would factor in the recoverability of a pill, the solvability of a pill. So can surgery solve your pill? Can a hair transplant solve your pill? Solve that affliction? Gene seldom, on the whole, cannot be fixed. So it's one of my nominees for the worst pill. Let's have a look at some of these gene cells. Dude, like, at that point, oh, I don't even know what to say. Oh, okay, this one. That's gonna be a copyright claim, I know that. Let me turn this sound down. So the guy before had a really deformed cone-shaped head. This guy looks like a black Eggman, but like worse, like 10 times worse. Maybe not 10, but worse. Oh gosh. You know what strikes me when I see videos like this is how they're able to just exist. Like, just existing like this must call for you to have the most resilience, or cope. You must have to cope so hard that good things will happen on the horizon. Like, I just cannot imagine living like this to the point where dating isn't even in the realm of what you're worried about. It's more about functioning in society. On your body, Oh gosh, is he in a wheelchair as well? Oh my gosh. Okay, let's keep going. This guy, his eyes are in like different, these eyes are so wide set. They're in different like Earth coordinates. Now, this might sound cruel. I don't mean to sound mean, but he looks as if, this is bordering on physiognomy, I think it is now, but he looks as if, he looks as if he's unaware that he exists. This is unattractiveness to the point where you don't look sentient. This is this is, so I don't mean to laugh. I'm just I'm laughing at the situation not being or the situation being just so brutal. And he didn't ask for this. He didn't do anything wrong. This was just a card he was dealt, and that's it. He just has to go on with it. And I don't doubt that he's been told to oh, have you tried speaking to women, but like I'm guessing he's at least had the question, oh, when you went to school, so did you make any friends there, any girls? I'm hoping his parents aren't blue-pilled enough to ask him if he could get a girlfriend or if he has one. But the cope that the parents have, especially for their offspring, just coping by proxy. I'm guessing that he may have at least been asked if he has a female friend or a female interest or something. Let me get onto this super chat before it disappears. Man's redemption. Is it gonna go up? Where is it? No, it disappeared. Man's redemption for $1.99 said girls would smash him to troll you. I don't think so. So let's continue. Exciting boy, come find me. Your eyes told me. Oh wow. UFO cell. Girl, come ride me for that. Oh gosh. Oh. Hopefully this is giving everyone watching today like some food for thought. Like, your situation sucks. Good hairline though. Minerva said. Your situation sucks, but like, let's take some time out for some perspective. What happens every time I try and talk to a kid? So another gene cell here.
Hey buddy, you dropped your phone. Get away from me. What do you mean by that? Take a look at yourself and then you tell me. Oh, okay, what about me? Take a look at yourself again. You see it? No. How about now? No. How about now? Now? No. Now? Yeah. Okay, thank you. Good, now get away from me before I call Men in Black on your ass, because you look like a motherfucking alien. Okay.
Dude, this is just brutal. This is just... He jaw mogs me though. This is just... speaks to how unfair life is. The black pill is acknowledgement that this is unfair, that you're treated according to how you look. No other paradigm, no other community is quite as empathetic as we are to men's plight, men in this situation, the plight of men in this situation. Now, you will have people outside the black pill saying, oh, poor guy or whatever. But we're speaking about the long-term unhappiness. And thank you, Christian Quentas for $5 who said, keep up the great job. This is this is more than just an unfortunate man. This is going to have repercussions on every interaction he has. And there is no other paradigm that acknowledges this. They may say, just try to be confident, if people don't like you, then they're missing out. All the nice platitudes that don't really work out. But we're actually empathetic to men who go through this. So the idea that the black pill is toxic, I'm going to push back on that, because we in the black pill, we more than any other community would empathize with his plight, with his situation, with the rejection he faces, not just from women, but from people in general. It's such a mischaracterization to say that the black pill is just this ideology of woman hating and lack of desire to try to pick oneself up by one's bootstrap. It isn't that. It's empathy. It's understanding of statistics, understanding of the trajectory of dating. I still mispronounced it. I'll try again. The trajectory, got it, of the way dating is going. Let's continue. Oh, jeez.
Oh, hell no, I gotta come for you guys. You don't look right and you can't punch right. Call that a double whammy.
Would this be classed as gesture maxing? I think this is like how he copes. Gesture maxing. He's like, he knows the reaction he causes in people, and the only way to cope with it is to face, you are always late, but you are cool. Thank you, David Zambrano. 300 is just a warm up, bro. Yeah. So yeah, he's gesture maxing to cope with the and probably to gain some kind of friendship from people, some kind of acceptance among his peers. So yeah, but we can see this. We as black pillars, we see this. We're like like the meme with the eyes that are like on like lit up, and they can, it's almost like x-ray vision eyes, where we look at this and we're like, yes, we see what's going on here. Gesture maxing, trying to use comedy to seek approval because his looks are so bad. I doubt many other communities would, first of all, I doubt they would recognize this as happening, or if they did, I doubt they would recognize it to the extent that we do.
Oh my God. That boy in a coma. Hey yo, who got this?
Right, and just to as a way of comparing the lifestyles that gene cells have, let's look at this good-looking guy, whose sole purpose for making this video was so that people looked at his face and appreciated it. He knew exactly which place to zoom into as well, the cheekbone area. Yeah. All right, we'll skip that. So yeah. What else was I gonna say? Do you have anything to say, registered nurse cell?
I'm an advocate of people getting cosmetic surgical procedures. It's relatively safe. Well, it is expensive and it will take a while, but I do believe that it's life-changing. Realistically, you have to change your exterior. Trying to change your mindset, going to therapy or whatever, you can try to accept yourself, but the problem is that other people will not accept you, even if you accept yourself. And a lot of that comes down to what your physical appearance is. So I would encourage anybody to invest in cosmetic surgery if they need it.
Exactly, definitely. Let me just, before this super chat disappears, let me see if I can get it. It's from roll on the floor laughing and laugh my ass off for 2,500 CLP. I have no idea what that currency is. Is that even money? He says, I have a good looking heart. And this is for you. Thank you for blackpilling me. You're welcome. And another one, Snarky Blue, for $4.99 US. He says, blackpill is painful even for guys like me who aren't Incelibate at all. Discovering how shallow and narcissistic they are is so damn disappointing. Thank you, Snarky Blue. Yeah, going back to your point, registered nurse cell. It needs to be encouraged. Like, why can't we just encourage? I mean, okay, sure. The acknowledgement that dating is harder for men. That's one issue that, you know, society doesn't like. People outside the black pill don't like. But why, when we suggest, okay, positive steps, let's suggest that men who are unattractive get surgery. Let's build a culture of men who get surgery to increase their looks and their potential for dating. Even that's seen as toxic, because number one, if you're saying that men need to get surgery to become more attractive, you're kind of blaming women. You're blaming women. It's subtly or tangentially, or the word indirectly, you're blaming women. Also, men are not seen as, or it's seen as, what's the word I'm looking for? It's seen as cheating, I guess, or in some way inexcusable or frauding for men to cheat their genetics. Women can wear makeup all day. No one cares. It's fine. Women can Photoshop their pictures. It's encouraged. But for men to do anything that isn't going to the gym, it's frowned upon. Men from the society we live in, society doesn't want men to increase their looks in a way that is perceived as frauding or pulling the wool over women's eyes. That is a quick fix. Men are encouraged to work hard at becoming more attractive. And that's basically through gym and through haircuts, or let me just clarify. The haircuts are allowed. A good haircut is allowed because it doesn't actually change anything. I think that's the irony is, clothes and a good haircut are okay forms of soft looks maxing because they don't actually looks max you that much. It's not actually cheating. Gym is encouraged or acceptable because you're working hard at something. But a man getting a lower jaw advancement, now, like, you're saying that women want attractive, sharp, forward grown, wide jaws. Like, how dare you insinuate this about women? How dare you improve your looks to get a woman? In fact, there was a screenshot, we covered it a few weeks ago. It was of a guy who was photoshopped, but this woman believed that this photoshopped guy, so two pictures side by side, a guy as he looked originally, Incelibate looking, and a photoshopped picture of him with a more forward grown masculine jaw. And the woman commented on the picture thinking it was a surgery result before and after. She said, this is toxic. Sure, you will have more flings, but this won't make you happy. So it's just, men cannot cheat. It's just abhorrent that men get above their station. Men are thought as being born into a lane and they should just keep to it. But we celebrate when women glow up, or whatever. It's just, we're in a society that just hates us. And it's not just women that hate us. Other men hate us as well. Other men will call you an incelibate right alongside a woman. So it's not a gender v gender thing. It's truth versus those who don't want to recognize that genetics play such a huge part in who you become. We're fighting the truth here. We're fighting for the truth here.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there, Face, and I would say you get a bit of criticism from the male side of things because you have people who do not have the financial means to improve themselves. In that avenue, they believe that you are cheating and moving yourself ahead of others. I mean, I say this, I've never had any cosmetic surgical procedures myself. However, I would always advocate it if it was either medically necessary for like septoplasty or rhinoplasty or something like that, for even attenuating issues like obstructive sleep apnea. There are various reasons why people can get various types of cosmetic surgery. Doesn't always have to be just to improve your looks. Of course, it can go wrong if you take the wrong surgeon or you try and cheap out in third world countries and things like that. But trying to improve your finances or your mindset and things like that is not going to be effective, depending on what you look like.
Another point I wanted that you just reminded me of is that when women get surgery, there is a degree of fakeness that is acceptable. I hope I didn't miss a super chat. I'm having to keep an eye on it because I can't scroll on my screen. There is a level of There is a level of fakeness that is acceptable. Like if a woman has a rhinoplasty that's looks a little bit done, looks a little bit Hollywood, or her makeup's a little bit too plastered on, or her fake eyelashes are a little bit too uncanny, it's still acceptable. We have this standard for women that they can present a false image of themselves without it affecting our attraction to them. We don't call them insecure. We don't berate them for their for being fake. But if a man gets a surgery result and it looks as if an intervention has happened, he's seen as insecure. He's seen as narcissistic. There's just this hatred of anything that men do in this society that isn't pandering to women. So if a man's basically, you have to be either good-looking, attractive man who doesn't need the manosphere, or you have to be some kind of male feminist who acts according to women's desires. No surgery, no discussing male problems. This seems to be like the only hold on a sec.
I just missed a couple of minutes of that stream there.
Hello, can I be heard? All right, I'm back. Cool. So yeah, brutal. Let me go on with the. Sorry about that. I had a huge interruption. Let me go on with this height black pill now. Hold on a sec. Yeah, where is it? All right, let's do this. Okay, height black pill. When he says he's 5'9".
Nice.
So she's taking out a meter stick or whatever, and she's actually put. Now I don't know if she is 5. I don't know if she's that 5. Her shoulder up to her shoulder is 5'9", or if it's just part of the meme. But she's saying when he says he's 5'9". So height. So we're moving on to height. The height black pill now. Let me just do this. Hold on a sec. Where is it? Here it is. So while we're going through the worst, pills, we've got the HeightPill here. Now, if you look at these two pictures side by side, one is a couple on the left. She height mugs him. Is that a Jonas brother? I don't know these celebrities whatsoever. I don't watch TV. Does anyone know who this guy is? I don't know who this guy is, but yeah, he's walking with this woman. She height mugs him. And then the second picture is of a man approaching a woman on campus. Now, I don't have the original video of this interaction. She's being approached by this tall man on campus. They've never met, allegedly. Now, I know this seems kind of cherry-picked. Hold on, it's gone. I know this seems cherry-picked, but the coincidence is insane. I didn't pick these pictures based on to tell a narrative or anything. These were just pictures I stumbled upon. I was like, they paint a picture. The body language of the woman on the left with the short guy, she's taller than him. You notice that she looks sheepish and she's ducking. She's trying to, it's almost like she's trying to shrink herself to be below his height. Whereas the woman being approached by the tall guy, if you look, she looks submissive. She has bedroom eyes. She looks open, and they've just met. Again, I need to stress the girl looking downcast and looking down and sheepish. She's dating this short guy, whereas the girl being approached by the tall guy on campus, they've never met, and she's showing this level of attraction. So the point I'm trying to make here is, myself, I hate saying this, but as a guy, I don't want to say as a tall guy. That sounds so Redditish. As a guy for whom height was in my blind spot, okay, I knew generally that height is good, and if you have more height, it's better. I thought of it as a bonus back before I had streamed with 5'4". But I was completely unaware of how arbitrary the standard is for good, quote unquote, good height. Now, an example of that is in Europe. So in Europe, 190 centimeters is seen as attractive. That height is seen as attractive. Now, that doesn't make sense to me. Now, let's break it down. If you look at 6 foot height, that seems I can understand why that's seen as an attractive height because it's a change in metric. It's like going from 5 to 6. You know, it's the same kind of psychology behind a price being in a shop or a store being an item being $9.99 versus $10. It's that change. But with 190 centimeters, I don't get that. It doesn't make sense to me. So that's just crazy to me. But yeah, what was I going to say? Yeah, so height is a huge black pill. One not nearly as bad as gene seldom, but the HeightPill is particularly at the low ends of height. You're pretty screwed if you're short, and there is again the recoverability of height. If you're 5'3", there's pretty not much you can do about it. There is leg lengthening, but you can't not. First of all, the cost is prohibitively expensive. The recovery is prohibitively expensive. It's just not an option for most men. So, yeah. Sorry. Okay, I've messed up the European heights because I don't use them. So someone's saying 190 is 6'3". Okay. Joe Jonas is like 5'7". Okay. Thank you. Let's Lacey Ox. Okay, so I think the point still stands that women's desire for a man of a particular height seems somewhat arbitrary if you look at women's preferences in Europe. It seems why not 185? Why 190? It seems a bit arbitrary. I've seen height turn a woman on and off like a light switch. I remember when 5'4", I feel like this is such a monologue today. I remember when 5'4" was speaking to a woman on online dating. He said he was 5'4". She said, okay, we can't meet. He said, no, that was a typo. Sorry, I'm 6'4". She said, okay, let's meet. It was like a light switch in terms of attractiveness. Let's move on with this.
I will just briefly add to that thing. You'll have, I guess, a large percentage of people who will say that height isn't that important, or that you can make up with it in other ways, but you must just look at the world around you. You see a lot of couples, you'll see there'll be at least one head height between the male and the female. So maybe don't stick to an arbitrary number of 6 feet or 190 centimeters. I mean, I'm about 5 centimeters shorter than you, Face. But I feel about mid-average in terms of where I sit in the other males in Australia. But generally speaking, you want to be about one full head higher, I think. So you have options if you are going for the shorter people. So there is a little bit of a workaround, but if you yourself are 5'4", then your options are severely limited. Because similarly, women who are small in stature have no issues dating people who are significantly taller than you. So that's what it is.
Let's look at this quote from Lita B on Twitter. She said, 200 pounds don't look the same on all women, but 5'7" looks the same on all men. Thanks for coming to my TED talk. So yeah. What was I was gonna say about this? Hold on a sec. Yeah, I was gonna say men are judged on height, and the narrative is that it's the equivalent of females' weight, but it's a false equivalence because, of course, you can't diet your way to tall height. But it speaks to how ignorant we are of male disadvantages in dating. We're likening the length of a man's spine which cannot be controlled, to an eating habit of women. We're saying that these are equivalent. Again, we just... Oh, by the way, the recoverability of the HeightPill, in terms of leg lengthening, I think the most height you can get is 3 inches added to your height. And you're going to suffer for that. You're going to suffer, like in old age, arthritis, a year out, not being able to walk. It's not a decision to be taken lightly. It's not something you could say, oh, well, if you're short, just get height surgery, just get leg lengthening. It's not like that. I think I had one more thing to look at. All right, yeah, this one. Is it here? Okay. Let me see if I can read it because it's really small on my screen. This is from Reddit. There is nothing wrong with women not wanting men for being too short. I know men can't control their height. I know it's unfair, but people also can't control who they're attracted to. Now, so far, I agree. If a woman talks to a man online, falls for his personality, meets him in person, and sees that he's shorter than she thought, she's not an asshole for cutting that relationship off. She, or anyone for that matter, shouldn't have to be with someone she's not physically attracted to, and that's that. Now there, I can agree with that. You shouldn't be forced to date someone you're not attracted to. But here's the thing. She finishes off. And yes, this includes 5'2" girls who find 5'7" guys to be too short. If there is no physical attraction, that's nobody's fault. So even this is stunning. 5'2" girls who find 5'7" guys towering above them to be short. This speaks to hypergamy. This is no longer about preference. Why would a 5'2" girl need a guy who's 5'10", 5'11", 6 foot? This is like, this is ridiculous. This is obviously yeah. This speaks. Well, you're somewhat true. What you're saying is somewhat true in some circumstances, but the trajectory is that women are incentivized to want more, want bigger, want yeah. So this is sorry. Someone said 180 centimeters is 5'11". Squishy Plum said 5'9" does not help me. Does not help. Trust me. Yeah. So the narrative just finds shorter women doesn't work. Let's see if we can have a look at this. I'm gonna put this on. Where is it? Yeah, browser. So this guy is an Asian guy. He's apparently 7 foot tall, and the comments. All right, sorry, I'm not gonna play his music. So the comments: this guy is so fine. I love it. I will think about it. Nice. Hey, my voice isn't deep, but my throat is. Love hearts. Love emojis. Oh, where is it? He lives in Vancouver. So they're trying to find out where he lives. Love hearts. The reaction. This is something you don't experience as a short guy. Your height will never be attractive to women if you're short. You will be tolerated at best. You will be acceptable despite your height, not because of your height. Okay, screw that. Let's go back. And I think we've got some more HeightPill videos now. Let's do this. By the way, people don't know the actual number to get through to the show, so we'll do that first.
Black Pill View. Join the discussion. Add me on Discord. FACEandLMS #9299. But don't call. Send a message to me saying call, and I'll get to you when I'm good and ready.
You'll never have a white girl. Please go
Once you're in the Black Pill View server, say call to be given a role, then join the waiting bay. Message call to join the discussion. To get a message readout, streamlabs.com/FACEandLMS1.
Sorry, I don't know if I don't know if you heard that too in double. Anyway, let me get back to this brutal video content. Hold on a sec. I'll find it in a sec. Yeah, here it is. Okay, you must have seen this, but this is a compilation of women talking about what they desire on TikTok. Where else? So if you can't read this, athletic, tall. When he's brown, tall. When he's tall. When he's athletic, smells like cologne, tall. When he's tall.
I know you are a little bit of a living contradiction of this one, Face, but I think in the majority of cases that your height can compensate for your face, but it's very difficult the other way around. There are not many occasions where your face can really compensate for a height if it's an unattractive height, if it's below average or the acceptable standard, when things are getting pushed further into the extremes.
Back. So many interruptions. Jeez. Right. So anyway, let's carry on with this. Tall. When he's tall. When he's tall. When he's tall. When he... Hold on a sec. When he is tall. When he plays basketball. Tall. When he's tall. You getting the message yet? When he has a soft spot just for you, is tall. When he's... I think that one got cut off. When he's tall. When he loves Jesus, is tall. When he's tall. When he's Hispanic, tall. When he's spoils you tall. When he's taller than me, when he's tall. All right, I think we get the picture here. So the overarching theme here is that your height is another irrecoverable pill. Probably, I'm not going to say it's anywhere near gene seldom, but it's one of those pills that it's one of those pills that if you're on the bad end of 5'7", on the bad side of 5'7", it's probably going to be the most prevalent factor in your dating life. Let's see if we have anyone who wants to call in. So hold on a sec. Let's get Redman. And let's get this guy. By the way, I have a new server now, so let me try and get some of these people in. Right. Where am I? Sorry, I have a new server now. I've just invited these people to the server. If they would actually join, this might help. Okay, Mimad T. Let's Mimad T. Let me give him a role. Caller. So Mimad T, if you click on, pardon me, if you click on Waiting Bay, you might be able to join. Okay, I don't think he's actually gonna get through. Okay, let's continue with the content. Hold on a sec. Oh, is this guy again? Shut up. It's the it's a 7'2", 7 Asian guy. Let me just pause him. Let's see. Okay, yeah, let's continue. So where is it? Let's look at this one. You don't have permission. Okay, Mimad T doesn't have permission. Let's add him. Mimad T. Hey, you're on Blackpill View.
What's up? I'm watching the stream, so I'm a little bit behind.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let me pause it. So what are we talking about? Like the worst pill, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have to agree. The gene cell thing is the worst. Like you already know, like I have the thyroid eye disease. So yeah,
oh, yes.
Everybody gives me the dirtiest look, you know, like everyone wants me dead, bro. It's over. It's over, bro. Yeah. Like, no. And the thing is, here's the thing with the gene cell, right? The problem is, you know, Face, like you're unattractive, right?
Yep.
Most of you guys are unattractive. Well, you know, that's one thing, right? Being sub-5. But like, you know, when you're like deformed looking, when you look, you know, ugly to this extent, like, yeah, you can't even make friends. Like it's hard to make friends. It's hard to obviously women, right? It's hard, you know, everything. Like even when I was in college, like teachers, you know, they don't want to like associate with me. Even they give me looks of like disgust.
Really?
Even like, you know, some family members, bro. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, honestly.
So you reckon your thyroid issues, your projecting, bulging eyes are that bad to the extent that, I mean, to the extent that they caused disgust in people?
Oh, 100%. Like I'd be sitting on the bus, you know, I just look up and see somebody giving me like staring at me. I'd see people like laughing at me, you know, giving me a look of disgust. Men, women, everybody, bro.
Jeez.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, you saw my pictures, right?
Yeah.
What did you think?
I didn't think your projection was the projection of your eyes, or the bulging, more concretely, of your eyes were as bad as your saying, but I can't speak for your
Really?
experiences. No, but I can't
Not the
speak to your
bulging, but
experiences.
like you saw the bags under the eyes. And,
Oh yeah.
like
There
the
was
swelling.
definitely a difference, and your medical condition there was like a before and after kind of crossroads in your looks. But that's shocking to me. Just
Really,
to
yeah,
finish off, like,
it's crazy.
can you give us like a clue on what the resolution is, if there is any?
Surgery. That's the only thing.
Surgery. So they're gonna basically what hold you still and push your eyes backwards. Now what are they gonna do?
It's called orbital decompression.
Oh yes.
So
Sorry, I should have known that.
They put your eyes. Yeah, like it's kind of like brutal, but apparently, it's not that bad. Like the post surgery, it's not like leg lengthening surgery or something where you can't walk when you're 40.
Oh yeah.
It's not a terrible surgery, but there are some it's not too dangerous afterwards after you get the surgery. Like, so that's hopefully things go well over there.
Okay. All right. That's.
But
go
wanted to,
ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, my bad. Go ahead, bro.
No,
What
you
were gonna
finish
say?
your point.
Okay, yeah. I also wanted to talk about other things. So, what do you guys think out of the three major things, right? There's height, your face, and ethnicity, right? What would you say? How would you rank those things? Like, what comes first, what comes second, and what comes third?
It depends. See, it's really hard to quantify which is the worst, because you could be like a 6'5". This is like major outlier here, but you could be like a 6'3", let's say, Indian guy who has a great jaw, and everything has come together except you're of a race that we consider unfortunate, but you could be having a great dating life. Or you could be...
Oh, that's true.
So there is nuance involved. That's why the black pill is... it evokes discomfort because it looks at and analyzes individual circumstances. If you have ideologies, if you look at ideologies such as the red pill, or pickup art, for instance, it says that if you follow these guidelines, you say these words, project this persona, you will be attractive regardless of your height, regardless of your looks, regardless of your race. But the black pill says, look, all of these things matter down to the individual. How your features come together is important. There's no unifying behavior. Okay, there are general behaviors like being masculine and dominant that help, but the black pill acknowledges that you're kind of on your own on this. The traits that you have will result in a unique experience that only you or someone of your looks can have or will have, most likely. So I don't know how to in short, I don't know how to answer your question. It depends.
I would say that, like you said, a 6'1" Indian or something. Yeah, I've seen them, like, I've seen an Indian guy with a white girl once. She was like attractive, but it's rare, right? So
Very rare,
they
yeah.
are somewhat outliers. And I've seen like a couple of Asian dudes. Obviously, I've seen black dudes with a bunch of like different ethnicities with like different women. But you're never gonna see like a 5'3" guy with a girl. Like, he's incel. Like, he's doomed.
Most likely.
Yeah.
Like I said on the last stream, it's important for us not to allow ourselves to be open to what's the word I was looking for? Let me just get to this super chat quickly. Harry from New Zealand said, please do a stream with CBP. Thank you, Daddy Kins. Thank you. The point I was trying to make last week, I forgot. It's gone. My head is like a sieve. What was I saying? I've completely forgotten. Rewind the tape. What did you say?
Talking about this. You wanted to read a super chat.
No, before that.
Oh. I said something about height. Like I said height. I said like height
You've
is more
forgotten
important
too.
than ethnicity.
We're
Yeah, I did.
losers. Well, a bunch of losers. Between two of us, we still don't know what I said.
Damn.
Over. Maybe IQ pill will be next. Oh gosh, it's brutal. Anyway, it's okay. Anyway, never mind. Whatever I was gonna say, never mind. Let's see if the chat will remind me. I don't think it was that important anyway. It couldn't have been. Anyway, do you have like a final point for us?
No, that's all.
Okay, well, thanks for your call, and yeah, thank you. See ya.
All right, see you.
Yeah. Let's take Lil Franklin. You're on Black Pill View.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me all right?
Loud and clear.
All right, sorry. My phone's like a bigger piece of shit than my face, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna go by Franklin, like it says in the Discord thing, because I don't want to reveal like my real name and all that.
Okay.
But like, so I'm 17, right? I mean, I know I told you this, but I guess I'm just telling everybody else. Like, I'm 6 foot. I live in like the southeastern United States. Like, I'll give everyone like a like an idea of where it's at, kind of close to Cuba and Jamaica and South America to some degree, but like, but sorry, I'm a little nervous. I ain't never been on a live stream before.
No problem.
Yeah. But, thank you for taking my call. Like, seriously, like, this is the best cope out here. It's like a new black pillar. Yeah. But, so, as you seen my picture, like, do you think there's any hope for me?
I can't remember your picture. I'm gonna have to look. Let me hold on a sec.
I'll just send it again.
Do you understand this must be boring for you kind of have a, I could describe it as a potatoey look. What's your background? Is it like you're white? I'll say that much. What's your background?
So I'm white, but like we think that I have a little bit of like native in me and possibly like some Middle Eastern origin, but like my mom's Russian Polish and my dad's Irish and Slovakian.
Yeah, I didn't mean to be offensive, but when I said the potato bit, that was the kind of I was trying to avoid saying Eastern European. Sorry, let me just get to Squishy Plums. Let me get to Squishy Plums for $10. He said, food shortage coming. Oh, wait there. I swear I've seen this. Food shortage coming. Women need any man with food. Stock up on food, silver, and Bitcoin to snuggle women. Yeah, like I said, I addressed that. I've lost my train of thought. So what did you want to say?
So I mean, I kind of wanted to go over some stuff. Like, I mean, there's like one thing where it's like kind of like a scam that we're kind of overlooking, like shooting towards like us men, especially like normies and like lower tier people, like sub 5 and all that. So, how like obviously, being fit helps, but there's like Chads, how it'll only improve them and they only need to be like a normal size or like really healthy weight. And that's it. I think that like corporate companies have sold like a delusion over the years because they invest like trillions of dollars into advertising and stuff like that. I'm trying not to curse because I don't want to get you demonetized. But
okay, thank you.
Yeah, like lower tier men, they're being sold the delusion that like if they become like what is it? How you buy the fitness product and you go to their gym and you get quote unquote jacked, like that'll help. Like if you got a shit face, I mean that's not going to do anything.
Exactly. No, I do agree with trying, like going to the gym and just making it so that your body isn't So I guess it could be classed loosely as damage limitation. So you want to make sure that if you're trying to date, you want to make sure that you've maxed what is the little that is in your control. So if you've maxed your body, you're not bloated, you're not overweight. You want to control that. You want to make sure you've had a hair transplant. Those are the things that you can control. Then when it comes to like stuff like eye spacing or a long mid face or something like that, you know that's out of your hands, but at least you've done all you can. So again, the black pill from my viewpoint is acknowledgement of what you can't control, but also
fix what you can, basically.
Fix
like,
what you can,
know,
and acknowledging what you can, because it's not, the black pill isn't just about fixing what you can. It's about acknowledging what problems exist in a face, which you don't get from any other community. No other community is going to tell you that your maxilla is recessed, that your eye spacing is too wide apart, too narrow set. You don't get this level of aesthetic analysis that is helpful if you're trying to improve. So again, I'm trying to emphasize that the black pill isn't just a hateful ideology of men who've given up and have just hate. It's actually there is baked into some of it is solution finding.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's like, I mean, yeah, it's like I wouldn't want to, yeah. If I was gonna like keep trying harder, I would like try to see if I could like max out. But the problem is, I mean, my face, you know, not much hope there unless I have like Kim Kardashian's plastic surgeon or some shit.
Yeah. Right. You want to stay on the line while I
ask you there.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to ask you, Franklin, what are the things about you that you believe are modifiable factors that you can improve now? Or did you have the financial means to improve now, or the motivation?
Well, I don't really have much money right now because, you know, I'm like, my parents won't let me get a job because of the whole COVID thing. I was going through like a year and a half ago. And like, I don't really have much freedom because, you know, like strict potato family type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Traditional.
Right, but in the meantime, you can make an effort to eat good food, nutritious food. You can exercise within your means, going to a gym or doing sport, things like that. You can improve your health. You can try and improve your skin. You can look up what kinds of foods you can eat so you don't break out in acne and things like that because you're only 17. Also, you have that to consider. Look, I mean, I'm not going to go and tell you what plastic surgery you need. I don't know what you look like or if it's even necessary, but there are plenty of modifiable factors which you can. I mean, you're already 6 foot, so you're above the average male height in the United States, which I believe is 5'9". So that's something which is in your favor. I wouldn't necessarily be completely demoralized about what your face looks like until you've improved every other factor. If you don't mind me asking, what's your career plan going forward from this?
Well, I mean, wait, hold on 1 second. Sorry, my paranoia going crazy. Well, I mean, I was thinking of doing something with computers because there's like hella opportunity, but otherwise it's like, I mean, yeah, something like that, you know, just get some good pay because I don't really know, because if I was going to do what I like to do, it wouldn't really be like much money in it, you know, kind of got to take all the passion.
No, that's fair enough.
It seems like registered nurse cells walks into a shower. Did you go outside? Where did you step into?
Outside.
Okay. All right. Little Franklin, I got to keep on moving.
All right.
All right.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank you
for
for having me on.
No problem. All right. See ya. Bye.
See ya.
Right. Let's move on with this. More HeightPill. All right. Here it is. Sorry. This is brutal. Okay, oops. So yeah, let me go back to that. Yeah, the last point I'll make about height is that it inspires a lack of respect. So if you're a manlet, not only are you fighting to or hoping to become attractive to women, or hoping that your women see through or overlook your height in order to find you attractive, there is also baked into it this unworthiness of respect that comes along with being short. And so I've seen situations where women might be attracted to a short guy, but then their friends would say, oh, you deserve better. So again, the HeightPill is one of those pills that, you know, it's nowhere near gene seldom, but it's something I can acknowledge. Someone who doesn't suffer from any HeightPill related issues, I can acknowledge that I'm advantaged not to have to deal with it. I can acknowledge that it's a brutal pill that, you know, it's irrecoverable. Beyond, I don't think many men are going to get surgery for it. It's not something to be taken lightly. So I'll leave it at that. And let me just go on. Let me see if there's anyone else who wants to join. Let's invite one. Let's invite this guy. Let's see who else. Right, I've invited those guys. Hold on a sec. Right, yeah, let me go to this. Shut up. Right, let me read this. Let's move on to this pill, the D pill. I think you know what I mean by D pill. Bend over for $5 said, here's some drinking money from someone who's drunk. From someone drunk. Thank you. This is from Reddit's SDP small d problems. This is another pill that is my contender for one of the worst pills. Longtime lurker on a burner account finally posting my story. I'll start by listing my dimensions as 2.8 in length and 2.9 width. That sounds like a Lego block. I'm 23 years old, fat, not ugly, but nowhere near handsome. I have noticeable high functioning autism. Oh my gosh, like not only is he working with like a cocktail sausage, but he has autism. At least I apparently have a sparkling personality. Yeah, this sounds like what someone has told him to make him feel good, which has actually made a few friends. With all that said, let's start with the times before high school. I have never actually had intimacy ed, but I wasn't stupid. I had full access to the internet, so I knew how it worked on a technical level, and I knew I was supposed to grow, and thought I was just a late bloomer. But as I got older, but it never grew. Surplus but in there. During high school, freshman year, PE was a nightmare with no way to hide it. So, as usual, the whole school knew. Guys wouldn't stop cracking jokes. Girls pointed and laughed. They ended up having a whole ass school assembly to address the issue of bullying in general. But every single person knew why. Thank effing God, my dad got a job across the whole US. Sophomore to junior year went rather well in comparison, but in senior year, someone from my old school also moved there. Blah, blah, blah. Get to the point. Okay, let's just skip ahead. I graduate when we move again. Blah, blah, blah. I go to college where in a second year, I somehow end up in a situation where a girl was really into me, just pushing for intimacy. And for the love of God, I can't find out why she wanted me of all people. But even though I was extremely nervous for obvious reasons, I wasn't thinking with my brain and just went along with it. And after the big reveal of his D, she exhaled loudly from her nose and said, "Sorry about this," got up and just effing left. I almost SLIT my throat after she left, but I won't rag on her too much. So yeah, there's that. And then there's one more I want to get to. Don't know what to do anymore. I feel like absolute crap. My self-esteem is down. And I'm effing pissed. Last night I went on a date with a Tinder girl. We go back to my place. We start hooking up. And then I whip out my D. It didn't take long for me to lose my hard status because of her disrespectful comments like, "That's it? I thought black guys were supposed to be big." Here I am, a big, tall black guy, feeling good about myself, ready to get intimate with a lady, and then she just destroys the entire vibe. I was kind of speechless from being so emotionally pissed the F off. I just told her how it isn't true, and I asked her why she thought that, and she basically watched porn and adult movies and saw it. I told her blah blah blah. So I think this is all of that. I hook up with women. I'm so effing tired of this BS. 6 out of 10 times I hook up with women, it always has to be ruined because they kill the sensual confidence with their stupid comments. My measurements are 5 times 5.3 BPL. So let's talk about the D pill really quickly. Another one of those irrecoverable pills, in that there is no painstaking, expensive surgery that exists, but that you can use to fix your situation. I mean, surgery for your face is painstaking and expensive, but at least there is some. At least it can be. What's the word I'm looking for? At least you can get it. Whereas with the D pill, there is nothing that can be done. So with bad looks, in my case, if you get over the hurdle of looks, so if a woman is attracted to you for some kind of reason, she's overlooking your ugly face, or she's maybe attracted to ugly looks or something, you have some feature that allows her to be intimate with you, and you have a decent size down there, you can go on to run the race. You could go on to the finish line and have intimacy. But with a small D, the race has no finish line, or essentially you're falling over a few inches short of the finish line. So the D pill is probably another one, probably above HeightPill, but not as bad as the gene cell pill, that is just like game over. One more point I wanted to add. The D pill isn't so much about the physiology of pleasing a woman. I mean, if you're like 4 inches, 5 inches, I think that can please a woman somewhat. But it's about the aesthetics. So a D has to be visually appealing and visually imposing for a woman to feel like attracted by it and of itself, not by. So a woman can be attracted to a man who has a small D, but a woman will feel attracted to a big D in and of itself, just for the fact that it's a big D, if that makes sense, because it is imposing and like it it's dimorphic. So much like height, a D has to evoke like dominance and masculinity and dimorphism, and that's what a big D does. So if you have a small D, you are like that screwed. You're basically done. I think that's probably. I don't know. It depends on how big the D is or small the D is, but I think the D pill is up there along with the gene cell pill. What do you think? Registered nurse cell. He's not there. Let me take a call. Let's take
I would agree with you there.
All right, good.
Because it really is just falling over at the last step. But I'll take another caller in.
Okay, let's take Bat Lone Star. You're on Black Pill View.
First, can you hear me?
Could you get like a little bit closer to your microphone? Like somewhat.
All right, am I coming through a lot clearer now?
I'm gonna try and turn you up. All right, I've turned you up. Speak.
All right, how's that going first? Do I sound any better?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Bend
over for cool. $2 said women want 666. Maybe they're sent from below. Go ahead.
Try called in because you're excellent. I just like your sense of humor. Obviously, I'm with you here in England at the moment. We're not going to talk about that particular incident that's happened. I've referred to it as down south. Because obviously I don't want to get you struck off YouTube, but it is important. I'm just going to say that this issue with men's issues, what I like about you created a good space for people to come and speak about these issues, because they do need to be spoken about. All this kicking men into the silence nonsense is ridiculous. So for me, glad you created the space. Love your wit and sense of humor, and we need to be having these discussions amongst men, because as far as I'm concerned, this world is brutal. It's brutal. You get me? And people need a place where they can come, express themselves, speak, and talk about these issues, because mainstream media is desperately trying to shut down black people, especially in this country right now, calling it radical terrorism and all this nonsense, radical terrorism and fringe movements. And yeah, they're going to start trying to come and shut you down and shutting wheat waffles down and people like that. They're going to start, wanting to take people out because people have a different point of view. But it's all right for women to speak out on women's issues. But if a man wants to say something, it's frowned upon, and basically, it's you're soft and you're weak and all this nonsense. So we do need to stay strong with each other and help each other out. So that's what I wanted to say before I mentioned anything else. First and foremost,
that was great. That was good. Anything to add on any of the individual pills? Like, what's your looks like?
Yeah, I mean, I spoke to you recently. This is why I like you as well, because you interact with people. So I spoke to you on your Discord probably about two, 3 weeks ago. Yeah, I've come across this whole black pill, red pill thing obviously recently. And the difference for me is the fact that the black pill it tells the most truth. The black pill is the most honest. It looks at things in the most analytical way, and it exposes female hypergamy. It exposes what's really going on in terms of this system. I could refer to it as la la land, and that welcome to the real world. That's what the black pill does. Welcome to the real world, and it brings the realistic realities about what's really happening right now, and that's to me is what is important. I'll say to you, me personally, I haven't had some of the things, and this is something I does get me annoyed. It's all right for women to say my body this and have all the Me Too movement and all this nonsense, right? But on the other hand, it's okay for them to criticize the way people look. But if somebody criticizes them or talks about their bodies or anything like that, then the issue is I can't stand this the double standards issue, and women are not held responsible for their actions. That's my big thing at the moment. It's all right saying my choice, my body, but then they can turn around and start abusing people because of the way they look, and that's ridiculous. That's what we've got to bring into perspective and say, hang on a minute, if you want me in my body, then we can say, well, it's that's the case when we say you're not allowed to, you know, abuse somebody for the way they look. So keep your opinions to yourself. That's how I see it.
The thing is, women don't see their expression of how they feel, their outward expression of how they feel when they see an unattractive man as an opinion. They don't see it as something that could be kept silent or something to be kept silent. So when a woman sees an ugly man, she'll look away, she'll feel creeped out. She doesn't view that as an opinion. And I guess technically it's not an opinion, but the effect is as devastating as an opinion.
Exactly, and I totally agree with you, because you all this psychology wise and all this people give off energy, and like when I go about the place, I would say I haven't experienced some of the things that you guys have experienced. Me personally, I've not experienced that. I tend to get either a smile or neutral, but nobody ever says you're this or you're that. They've never been horrible like that. But just because I haven't experienced it, doesn't mean to say I can't empathize. And so for me, if everybody's going to be existing in this world, then people have to realize that, you know, having to go at somebody just because where they look is just ridiculous. So I'm backing you lot, one, because I've only come across this. I'm backing you lot, Wheat Waffles, and everybody else in the black pill space, 100%. I'm behind you guys, 100%. That's how I see it. Because otherwise, we're going to continue to see what's happened down south if people continue to ignore people. You know what I mean? It will get like that, because people will turn to the extremes when they're being completely ignored, and you've seen that yourself, Face.
Exactly. I don't know what else to add to this, really. I'm gonna give you the last word before I take the next call.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I appreciate it. I definitely well, I'll be coming in again, obviously, now when you do your thing, because I support you lot 100%. So yeah, stay strong, people, and you know, people need to support each other and get involved, and you know, don't do what that guy did. You know what I mean? Just speak out and get the support you need. But there are people out here. My only concern is the fact that if mainstream media and government keeps going on the way they're going on the back, they'll try and shut this whole thing down. And that's my concern. But we've got to stand up regardless.
My outlook isn't as positive as yours, but I do share the sentiment. We do need to keep speaking about these facts and keep showing that where our facts aren't toxic and our opinion, just reading, acknowledging, sharing statistics does not there's no causation between that and doing something like wrongdoing. That was a personal decision that someone made. You could easily take these black pills and use them to improve yourself.
Exactly, rather than look at the negative and try to say that everybody's crazy, they're all nihilist, and they're all terrorists and fringe group and radical. And they try to brand you the same as a particular religion, even though I've not mentioned that specifically.
Yep. Okay, I'm gonna keep on moving.
Thank you very much, by the way, as well.
You're welcome. All right, so let's put the brakes on this call. Let's take black-ronin. You're on Black Pill View.
Hello, Face. Can you hear me?
Jeez.
Bro, I'm in the hood right now, bro. At a cookout, I just got mogged and clowned on.
What are you calling from? A spoon?
No, I'm at a cookout right now.
But why? It sounds like you're. It sounds like you're calling from AM radio in the 80s.
Sorry about that, man. Hold up. Just gonna get better connection.
How did these people manage to get a phone that sounds so bad?
Hold up. What about now?
It's still lo-fi. This is like down sampled.
I'm in the trenches, bro.
It sounds
I'm in
like
the trenches right now. I can't.
I'm gonna turn you up.
Fuck. Damn. Hold up. get better connection. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Okay. I guess.
Or am I good now?
I wouldn't
So
go
can I
that
tell you
far.
what-
You're audible.
Or you can hear me? You can hear me though.
Yeah, we can hear you.
So I just got black-pilled. One of my cousins introduced me to one of his girlfriend's friends, and as soon as I said hi, she was like, "Ew."
What? Just like blatantly, just no etiquette whatsoever. She just said "ew" because she saw you.
No, cause she was a Caucasian, and she was all like, "Oh," my cousin was like, "Oh, why are you being racist for?" She's like, "Don't get me wrong, I like black dudes, just not the ones like him, because I'm 5'9", a framelit, and with glasses."
Wait. Slow down. This didn't happen. No way this happened.
Yeah, she said that.
She said.
I'm being dead ass. She literally.
She said she. One more time.
She says she dated black dudes before, just not the ones like me, i.e. Urgles.
Oh, wow. So
yeah,
this is singularly. This is actually. I don't know. I guess you could, in a way, it could be deemed worse. Maybe if she were like racist, you could say, "Oh, she doesn't like me because of my race." Fine, whatever. But she made a point of saying, "No, I do like black men, just not ones that look like you."
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
You're not trolling. This actually happened, right? You're not trolling.
No, I'm actually happened. I'm at a cookout right now, so the internet was so trash. We're in a cut right now. The internet isn't that good. That's why shit connection. But I went in the bathroom and now I'm just talking out here.
Why don't you just leave like that? If that happened to me, this happened at this party, right? Cookout.
It's a cookout. Yeah, dudes just smoking blunts, hanging out and shit. Bitches twerking and shit. All my cousins are all bigger than me and stronger than me and all buffer than me and shit.
Why are you still there? Why?
No, because my sister told me not to hang around those toxic forums and then get out the house.
Oh gosh, see, yeah, again with the toxic, yeah, I've had people tell me like the black pill is toxic. Stop hanging around. Stop posting alongside black pillars.
Yeah.
Like it's.
Yeah.
And there is this
told me
ignorance
that
though. It's full.
She
It's
basically-
total ignorance. Sorry.
She basically told me, I remember this one time my sister told me, like, I'm the type of guy to become the first black ER.
No, wait. She actually said that?
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up, the bullying I deal with at home and when I was in high school and at community college. It's pretty fucked up. That's why I'm always on forums all day. Like, I can't be myself, and I can't thug max at 5'10" and 165. I can't play sports. Like, I'm not good at anything. I don't fit the stereotype, so I can't BBC max at all. I'm fucked. And I have Asperger's syndrome. I'm fucked.
Okay, that explains a few things. So, Asperger's as well. That's like a ceiling on any ascension or improvement you can make. That Asperger's is going to dampen or attenuate any improvement you make. There's always going to be the effects of Asperger's on anything you do. So yeah, I don't know. Someone said it sounds like you're trolling. I'm thinking, I don't know if this is actually legit.
No, like, I'm being serious, bro. Like, I'm legit depressed as fuck right now. Like, I just, like, it sucks, man. Because face, because you have the height, you know what I'm saying? If you had the height with, like, a good face, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you were tall, like 6'6", and you had, like, a good face, like, Meek Mills, or, like, The Game, you'd slay, let's be honest. Because you can BBC Max, you had a 10 out of 10 face.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Because I'm 5'9", because I'm 5'9", even if I'm not physically intimidating, you know what I'm saying? So that takes away from the whole BBC aspect.
Yeah, although 5'9" isn't the worst. Like, you're not at the HeightPill is a reality for you, but you're not at the end of the spectrum where it shapes all of your interactions.
Yeah, because the thing is, I managed to get snuggles before.
Okay.
I lost my virginity to Milk, but then she ghosted me for a drug dealer. So.
Yeah, You know what? More and more these days, I find myself going my own way from this stuff. The only reason I speak about women these days is because I run this channel. Like when YouTube decides that it's time for my channel to time's up, I'll stop actually talking about women, and I will just like throw myself into different hobbies and different pursuits. And I think I've reached a level of acceptance now that like this has gone way beyond when I first joined the black pill community, where I was under the impression that okay, a subset of men just aren't attractive enough for women. We're just going to be unlucky in love, and that's it. But now, like this is galvanized my thinking. This has validated my thinking that it's not just a small subset of men who just happen to be unfortunate. This is a huge tectonic shift in male female dynamics. Now I feel like this is so much bigger than me that I feel like the weight has been lifted off. Like there's no pressure anymore. So let me just clarify, because I said that stupidly, very stupidly. If this were a community of just like, I don't know, a few hundred men who couldn't get a woman, I could reasonably understand it's just a shortcoming of myself. I'm just one of those unfortunate guys. But because this is like seismic, this shift in men below a certain level of looks, this is a seismic shift in our society, in our dating dynamics. I feel like, okay, it's not just me. This is so much bigger than me. There are guys above me in looks who are still below a 5 or below a 6 who are struggling. So I don't feel so personally invested in trying to overcome this, if that makes sense. I feel like this battle is so big that I can sit it out.
Face, one more thing. The reason why I'm talking on my phone right now is because my mom took away. Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah. Did you listen to
my
a
mom
word I said?
Yes, about how it's bigger than you. How if the incel community was just 100 or something dudes,
yeah,
you would think, okay, just small number of men. But if it's like now, it's almost like 1/3 of the male population in the West.
You got it. Okay, back to you.
But what I wanted to say is, my mom. The reason why I'm posting on my phone right now is because my mom took away my laptop because she caught me on Discord on Discord chats.
Was this weekend? Was this weekend? Was this
Hello?
weekend?
Can you hear me?
Hello, yeah.
Yeah.
When did she take
my
away
mother
your laptop?
took away earlier today.
Was this based on Was this based on the news? Was this based on the news, the recent news?
Yes, about the guy who went.
Yeah. Don't say it. Yeah, that guy.
I know.
Yeah. Oh wow. So yeah, basically.
Yeah.
See, I don't get. Someone asked how old you are.
I am 21. I'm gonna be 22 next month.
No one. I get that there are a few guys in this community who think, haha, it's fun to see some destruction and someone go AWOL, haha, because I hate the world, therefore I want to see bad stuff happen. You do have a few of those guys. But for the most part, guys who are actually somewhat sane and reasonable, they don't like a guy going AWOL, because now our point, like for instance, you can't, or your affiliation with this community is now a cause for contention among your family. So now it robs you of support. So I don't get how anyone, the ER worshippers and whatever, I don't get how they can even applaud this as a meme. This is bad news for us. This makes it so we're not able to speak about the trajectory of male dating lives. So it's just it just blows my mind that anyone could take this situation lightly. This is a huge, and the thing is, I don't get it. This isn't even the worst incident, but I think it's the reason why it was a turning point is because it happened in the UK, where we don't really have those weapons. So it's made it seem as if we're so toxic that even in a country that doesn't have that type of weapon, the black pill is to be feared. I think that something along those lines are the reason why things have gone so badly with this. Things have gotten like real sideways.
Dude, and it gets worse though. So when my mom took away my laptop and she showed my sister and my stepdad that I was posting and stuff like that in the kind of Discord thread, she said that talking like that is going to get you put in a mental hospital or get locked up.
There are guys who think you're trolling. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Even if you're not telling the truth, there are guys with that experience who have been found to be posting in Incelibate spaces, and it's just had the worst negative impact for them. So no desire to engage with the points. 30% of men in Seldom, or in celibate, no desire to counter argue the points. It's more a case of men are talking. It's not to women's benefit. It's not lauding women. It's not raising women up. It's men having the ability, or men realizing their disadvantage in a way. Therefore, it is blaming women.
Yeah, pretty much. And what happened was I tried to get my laptop back, and my mom's boyfriend, who's around like 6'3", 6'4", got in front of me. So you need to calm down right now. Oh my God, told me to calm down. I kind of spurged out, and I slammed my skateboard on the floor. He said, "That's enough, and you need to calm down before you get yourself hurt." Basically, it was like threatening me and stuff like that. It's fucking stupid.
Wow. Well, okay. Well.
Yeah, dude. It's.
All right. Well, I'm gonna trust you.
Lying.
You're not lying. I'm gonna trust you, even if you're not. Even if you are, your experience is probably shared by a great number of men around the world. So, yeah, brutal. Right. Anyway,
my mom thinks I'm crazy. She wants me to get me to be like, hello?
Of course, she thinks you're crazy. How dare you? You're quoting statistics. You're congregating with men who have the same opinion that men are disadvantaged. Of course, you have to be crazy. The stats you post, no one cares. You have to be crazy. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I'm gonna go, dude.
Okay.
I'm too spurgish, and I want to die, dude. Fuck this.
Just before you go, just to shoehorn some positivity into it, what is your plan going from here on out, black-ronin? So you've identified the problems. I acknowledge that it's an unfortunate situation for you to be in, but so what are you going to do now? What are your steps from here?
Well, I actually gained 10 pounds. I went from 149 to 161, 162. So that's a come up. And I'm just gonna keep gym maxing and just keep saving money, and just hope I find a girl that's not a fucking thug chasing fucking whore.
Okay, look, Ruben, you've identified a plan from here. You can improve their fitness. Where are you working at the moment?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
And
that
I
was a
gotta,
question.
I gotta,
don't get bogged down in all of the negativity. And don't do it alone either, because that's when things go bad.
yeah, but the thing is, another thing, I have no social circle, I have no friends either. So, I just go to work and hang out in incel spaces.
Where do you work?
I don't want to dox myself, but I work at a grocery store.
Okay, fair enough. Look, I understand it's a little bit difficult to make friends if it's shift work or whatever, or you work with the same people. Is that what you plan to do for the remainder of your life?
No, I plan on doing HVAC. Well, I'm doing that for college when it starts back up. I'm doing HVAC, and I'm gonna do get back into IT, because a lot of my the rice cells in my IT class, they're pretty cool, and I like talking to them. They're pretty based. So I want to
Definitely do that. I would advise, if you have a hobby. Let me just get to this super chat before it disappears. Dorian Nance for $5 says people need to stop attaching themselves to these labels like Motown. Okay, Motown. I think he means men going their own way. Black pill, etc. The label is just so we can congregate with each other and share similar experiences. It's not about forming a movement in order to create any social change. I mean, I guess black pillars especially the sub 5 black pillars, we would like change, but we're not congregating together in order to enact change. It's more about congregating together in order to share experiences, lift each other up, share tips of what might help. And the label, if we had no label, we would just be given one. The mainstream would just give us one. I mean, you could, if men in Japan don't date, they get called herbivore. There will always be a label for men who aren't towing the line with what society deems we should be doing. There's always going to be a name for us. There is always going to be a stigma against us.
Yeah, and then so on the ride on the way to cookout, my sister said me hanging out with quote unquote those weird losers on the internet are why I can't get a girlfriend. So according to her, you guys are lowering my SMV.
Yeah, I mean, this is like basic grade one. I'm trying to think of the equivalent of the US. I'd say in age, this is like age 6 tier arguments. Like it stuns me that this level of discourse is seen as like legit. Like I can't. It just blows my mind that people could the answer to our legitimate points is us, but the answer to our legitimate points, like 30% inceldom rate, blah blah blah, the answer to that is, if you didn't consider these things, 30% inceldom rate, women having access to chads on social media, if you didn't consider these facts, you would have a good dating life. Does that make any sense?
What?
If you acknowledge facts, that's why you're unable to date.
Yeah, I tried to hit her with the not hit her physically. I told her about the HeightPill and the race pill and the HeightPill, the race pill, and the face pill. Then she told me.
Yeah, go ahead.
And she kept hitting me with the, I know a guy. She said, look at Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's 5'0". He has a girlfriend.
Yeah, at this point, you don't. One piece of advice: you don't. Ideally, you wouldn't discuss the black pill with people outside the black pill, because, like I said, they're not interested in you providing enough information such that their mind can be opened. They're not any data you provide. They don't want to hear it. It could prove everything. They don't care. That's not what they're after. They're not after an engaging, free-flowing or exchange of ideas in order to possibly change their minds. They just don't want to hear you speak about this stuff.
Yeah, and want to know another brutal... Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Another brutal black pill. My mom was one time talking on the phone with one of her girlfriends, and then she was all, they asked, because they're on speakerphone, they asked, what about your daughter? Oh, she's cute, she has a job, she has a nice boyfriend, this, that, and the other. And the lady asked, what about your son? My mom looked at me making a sandwich in the kitchen. Oh, he has a good personality. So...
I have no words.
It's all over.
That seems even too brutal for a mother to say. Like, that's it. A mother should like be coping on your half, coping by proxy. This is I don't know. This sounds I have no idea. Anyway, this show has gone on 2 hours 30, so I'm gonna have to actually go now. So thanks to everyone. All right, see ya. Bye. All right, I'll drag him over there. All right. So thanks to everyone. Oh my days, let me drag him back. So thanks to everyone who participated. This was a bit of a rough stream, but I'll edit it down. And now Face and the guest showed that they have good people. They gave this guy advice and made sure he won't go ER. Oh, thank you. Make sure he didn't go ER. Exactly. Yeah, I think I'm going to end this now. 2 hours, 30 minutes and some. I think that's long. That's as long as I wanted to go. Registered nurse cell, is there anything you want to leave us on? Like your experiences or something that we didn't get to address?
I'm perfectly honest, not really. I think it was more appropriate for this stream to be tailored around the recent events which happened. I think it's good to get some, I guess, reasonable perspectives out there to denounce incorrect or violent behavior and such that it isn't associated with what's left of this sphere, so we can get the rest of it shut down. So it was good to have a chat, all of that.
Thank you, and I do appreciate that. So we've looked at some brutal pills that are pretty much irrecoverable from. The black pill discusses these in ways that no other community does. We're not discussing these, we don't discuss these pills in order to encourage men to give up. Now, you know, these are pretty brutal and they are hard to deal with, but we discuss them because we discuss them out of empathy for the men going through these situations, and to let them know that there are people who empathize with them, there are people who want to help, and there are people who want to help not just by shutting them up, but by actually providing either workable solutions or understanding. Right, so anyway, I'm going to go now. I'm going to close this out. Let me see if I can just get like a last super chat. Did I miss that one? It was from Emrios, $2. He said, "You may be ugly, but we love your personality, Face." Okay. All right. Yeah. This stream will go down. I'll edit it over this weekend, and it will be back at some point. So thanks to Registered Nurse Cell. Thanks, everybody. And we are out of here. See ya.
You'll never have a white girl